It's an evil world we live in. It's already here.
It's an evil world we live in.
This is the realities of having relationships and marriage. The remainder of the show is going to talk about this, of how realities of marriage and relationship are, what you have to deal with. Doesn't mean you're going to succumb to these issues, but you're certainly going to have to deal with them. All right. You're not immune to dealing with these issues. Men that are in relationships that survive deal with these issues. All right. So you're not avoiding these issues. The majority of people don't avoid. The majority of people have relationships that in marriages that succumb to these issues. So the first issue that I always tell you about in the marriage wheel is having a baby. This woman says in her video, having a baby will ruin your marriage. Okay, now this is not false. All right, you might not agree with her, but children do ruin marriages, meaning that we don't blame the child, but the process of raising children will drive people crazy. It will split you apart. A common thing that people say is you want to spend time with your person before you have children. Like, have fun with them. Travel with your person. Travel with your spouse. Travel with your fiance. Travel with your girlfriend. Spend about 3 to 5 years with your girlfriend or your wife before you have babies. This is a common piece of advice that even I was told when I got married. Because if you don't, if you start in with the baby making early, you won't spend that quality time with them to build a good relationship. And therefore, then when the baby comes, or baby number 1, 2, or 3 comes, it can easily split you apart. And you're not going to be together again for 20 plus years. Let's say you stayed together. So you won't even see each other alone again until you're an empty nester, which we have far few empty nesters these days. So you do have this issue, and you include postpartum depression in this. Postpartum depression, mostly dealt through with women, they do become a different person. So this woman is going to talk about this in this short video. And this is a reality that all couples face. All couples will face this reality.
Having a baby will ruin your marriage. It's crazy, but over 1 in 5 couples in the US break up in the first year after having a child. The truth is, it is not the baby. It's the fact that when she was falling apart, physically and emotionally, he acted like nothing had changed. When she bled and cried, he didn't even recognize her own body. He was just sitting there and waiting for her to get back to normal. The baby did not break them. His absence did.
Okay, so her perspective, again, like I said, she's right, but you're not going to agree with her. So she blamed the father, of course. Okay, so she's saying he was absent. He didn't help her. He didn't do chores. This is when the chore play comes in. He didn't help around the kitchen. He didn't help get the kids up in the morning. She was up handling the kids throwing up in the middle of the night, and he just laid in bed sleeping. And so this drew the marriage apart, which that's her own perspective. But yeah, a lot of women will deal with these issues where you're going to see it as you're the mother, I work, or you're going to see it as this is a motherly duty. This is my duty. She's not going to care about your duties and what you're doing. She still wants you to help get up in the middle of the night and handle the throw up. Or if she's not breastfeeding, you got to get up in the middle of the night and have a rotational schedule on who feeds the child. The good old days where a majority of women will deal with the mother duties versus the father duties are gone. So now what she's saying is, again, I want you to pick this up. She's going to call you a child. But then she's also going to tell you that you have to handle her when she breaks down, right? You got to handle her through her depression and her emotional psychological breakdown. And if the finances are tough and tight, this is going to add to it. If there's a tight budget, there's tight budgets on bottles and bottle warmers and diapers, Pampers, formula. If the budget's tight, this is going to lead to more complication. Trust me on this one. So then it's going to be about the money. She's going to say, we need this for the baby. We need that for the baby. Have you ever experienced that? If you're on the child support situation, she was like, yeah, I get $300 a month in child support, but the baby needs this. The baby needs that. Okay, so that's going to make her go crazier. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to be ill-equipped to deal with it because you're not a therapist. You didn't see it coming, which this is what I'm here to warn you about, is going to come at some particular level. The Money Mindset 2025. Join us if you are looking to elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial information and game back to where it needs to be. This is the Blue Chip Mindset on steroids. We have 80 plus episodes from the last 2 years that you missed available via playback. You can get all of those episodes. Also, every live stream on Sunday night with all of our great contributors with subjects, cryptocurrency, investment, money 101, money 201. Also, if you're looking to become a social media content creator, this is the group for you. 2 times a month, we give you content creator information about how much money you can make via content creation. What are the most popular forms of content creation coming forward in the next few years, and how you can capitalize on an opportunity to be a content creator. Join patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams to find the money mindset link. Let's get our blue chip mindset on. The window is still open. Then also, you don't know what to do. So you will also fall back. You might say, this bitch crazy. She might say, I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. She might say it's difficult raising kids and you don't know. She might say I'm emotionally breaking down. You might say go get some help. She might become self-deletecidal. And you might say, well, I don't know what to tell you. Don't do it in the living room. You might not know what to say. Don't do it while the kid is here. Do it in the tree in the forest, right? You might not know what to say. So you become withdrawn. You just step back. Sometimes you might be trying to help and she says, don't do it like that. And you just say, I don't want to do it. She's not acknowledging any of this. She's just saying you weren't there. And she might even say that I felt like I was doing it all by myself. I felt like I was doing it all by myself. I am a married single mother. Okay. Okay. Yep. A married single mother. That's what she's going to say. That's her own viewpoint. I cannot take it away. Okay. I cannot take it away, but you're going to experience this. Okay. The black community experiences this significantly to the point where you guys have kids out of wedlock at like crazy rates. But then what happens is you don't even make it a year through the relationship. As soon as the baby comes out, she will experience this type of postpartum depression, and where she's snippy at you, her whole demeanor changes, and then you go, I'm going to go get some milk. And then it's just easier not to go back to that, all right? It's easier not to go back to that. And kids are chaotic, right? So kids are chaotic. They're going to be chaotic. They're going to grow up. They're going to be needy, right? They're going to cry. They're going to be emotional themselves. They need to be taught. You need to take the time to teach them. It is not easy. And most relationships succumb to this particular issue. So she's saying it. Okay, like I said, I agree with her. Not from her viewpoint, though. She's being selfish. I can't help that. All right, I can't help that. But when she does break up with you, or a breakup occurs and she says, I don't need you, and pushes you out, she's going to then complain how hard it is to do it by herself. It's so hard. I got to do everything by myself. He needs to help. He needs to pay child support. This is when she drags your ass in court. Okay. Okay. So let's play it again. Right here. Having a baby will ruin your marriage.
Having a baby will ruin your marriage. It's crazy, but over 1 in 5 couples in the US break up in the first year after having a child.
First year after having a child, the breakup, especially out of wedlock couples, for sure. If you're not married, for sure, y'all going to break up, right? It's not going to last very long if you weren't married. The marriage actually keeps it along a little bit longer, all right? And then you'll have a marriage, alimony, and child support divorce if it goes a little bit longer and prolongs. Okay, prolongs it. And this follows the marriage will, if you don't understand that. The marriage will, copyright CGA, trademark CGA. The connection phase, this is without child. The investment phase, you're going to have children. Then what happens? The bait and switch. The bait and switch comes. She says, you know what? I'm tired of you. You ain't helping. And people that don't have kids, okay, and even if you're married and don't have kids, you don't know this is coming. This is coming. And you can actually make it worse by doing a few things here. One way to make it worse is that if you have kids back to back, right, and the woman's pregnant like 3 times over 5 years, you can guarantee that your relationship is gone. All right. You're going to hope you better have a strong relationship if you have kids back to back to back. All right. Because that bitch is and her fucking cow udders are going to go crazy on you. Her body's going to be a wreck. Okay. She's going to miss going to the nightclub. Okay. She's going to need a mommy makeover. Titties going to be soggy and saggy from the kids sucking on it. She going to have titties down here, mud flaps and flaps. All right. She going to be completely tormented. All right. CGA. She going to be completely tormented and she going to make you pay. All right. So that will accelerate it, and including that she hasn't even recovered from the first child physically or mentally or emotionally. Just wait. And then the second, damn, it's going to be a mess for you. And if you're not helping her, and sure, she feels you're not helping her, you're cooked. So that is a easy way to actually make the problem worse exponentially, is having a lot of kids back to back. All right, that's going to be another one. And you got to realize she's going to change. So there it is right there. And yes, all men pay. You're going to pay. Somebody said beagle. You're going to have them beagle ears on her cities. Yep. Here we go. What's next?
The truth is, it is not the baby. It's the fact that when she was falling apart.
Right there. When she was falling apart. All right. So she admits she's falling apart. Can we admit this? So they're admitting she's going to fall apart.
Physically and emotionally.
Physically and emotionally. What did I tell you? Physically. When she looks at her titties all sagging like beagle ears. When she looks at her body and that cesarean section scar. When she looks at, she wants to go wear a bikini at the pool party in Vegas at the day club. She's going to be like, man, I'm falling apart physically. Also, fatigue, tired, being sick, doing repetitive job over and over again. Also, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you don't get a break from kids, especially if you don't have help. You don't have a sister or sister-in-law or a mother or father, grandmother to dump these kids onto to assist. She's going to go crazy. Okay, she's going to go crazy. So she'll fall apart physically, mentally, emotionally. But of course, whose fault is this? Right here.
And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
The funny thing is she asked for this. Oh, now, she didn't know what was coming. I don't know, because people think it's going to be different. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be the best mother in the world. I'm going to be super mom. But she asked for it. I want to have a family. I want to have children. I want to have 5 kids. She'll ask for this shit. After 1 or 2 kids, she'll pack that shit up. All right. Reality will hit. And kids don't look like the kids that they have, on the videos. All right. On Instagram. Kids be shitting and dookieing on themselves, throwing up, coming out with nose full of boogies. All right. Don't want to potty train. Don't want to listen. Throwing shit. Temper tantrums, waking up in the middle of the night. But she asked for it, but now that she got it, she wants to what? Bait and switch. All right, I want it different. All right.
He acted like nothing had changed. When she bled and cried, he didn't even recognize her own body. He was just sitting there and waiting for her to get back to normal.
All right, so she bled and cried, and she didn't recognize even her own body. Listen to what she's saying. These are important. And look at them cow udders on there. She got some saggy waggies going on right here. When she bled and cried, she's talking about the process of the childbirth. Okay. When she cries and have mental breakdowns, he doesn't know what to do. He just sat back there and waited for her to get back to normal, all while begging for pieces of pussy. So this is where the sexist marriage is going to come in. Because she's going to be out here, hasn't showered. She's going to hit you with this right here.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing?
All right. So what's going to happen is you're not going to give her love and affection and attention. And you're going to watch her go through this turmoil and trauma. And then you're going to beg for some punani at night. Right? You're not going to help her. You're not going to do anything. She's going to be completely turned off by you. And you're going to try to tap her on the shoulder and get some pussy from her. Okay, that's what you're going to do. And she's going to be disgusted. Okay, you watch me over here deal with bullshit all day and you didn't help me and you want to grab some punani off me. Okay, So she's going to be pissed. She's telling you this. And I've been telling you this for years, that that's how it works. And there's no exception to this rule. Okay. But when you try to grab some punani off of her, she's going to lose her mind. Or if you get some punani at the titty bar, she's going to lose her mind. So you're just going to have to stay there with dry deek syndrome until she gets better. And no, you cannot help her get better. I don't care if you make 7-Eleven runs to get ice cream and pickles. She's not going to get better. I don't care if she says, go get some Starburst and hot Takis and I'll make you feel better. She ain't going to make you feel better. This is a woman that used to suck your dick at will before these kids came. Now you ain't going to get a dick suck for years. Okay, not a good one. Not a good one. And she's telling you this. You acting like I'm making this up. You acting like this is my own personal experience. I'm telling you the playbook. I got this shit down. This isn't just me. She's telling you that this is a reality. You better be ready for it. This is why polygamy or polygyny makes sense. This is why it makes sense. This is why monogamy doesn't make sense, because she got to go through this all by herself. She need a whole damn sister wife to help her through this shit. All right, so now you're going to have to go get some pussy outside, and this is why men go pay for pussy outside. This is why they do it. This is why married men are the most watching on OnlyFans, because they got this bitch at home. You're like, bitch, let me go on some OnlyFans shit. All right, he's trying to get the wife back that he used to have instead of this one. All right, this is why they be hiring escorts and be at strip clubs, married men, because he don't want to come home to this shit. All right, he don't want to come home to this. Why? This is what his life is going to look like for the next decade. This is what life is going to look like for the next decade. Okay, so the marriage has changed. She's admitting it, by the way. I've been telling you this for years. This is exactly what happens.
The baby did not break them. His absence did.
The baby didn't break him. His absence did. Oh, and guess what? She's going to hit girls' nights out. She ain't sucked your dick in 7 years, but she cannot wait to hit girls' nights out when these kids can start feeding themselves and dookie in the toilet and wiping their ass without the parents' help. Soon as that kid gets to that stage, or at least gets to school age stage, she's going to go to girls' nights out and flirt with the bouncer and the bartender. She's going to suck that guy's deek like she ain't sucked your deek in 5 years. She will. Yep. 100%. I'm telling you the cheat code. I'm giving y'all the cheat code. It ain't about love at that point. Love has nothing to do with it. Y'all loved each other, but the thrill is gone at that particular point. You're dealing with reality. You're dealing with reality. Okay, this is how it escalates. You start cheating on her initially. I ironed this out in the marriage wheel. All right, so I give it even to the guy. What does it say right here? Wife starts having girls' nights out. Right here. Wife becomes unhappy. I'm not happy. Less blowjobs. Less sex. Affairs from both sides. Marriage counseling. Yep. I've ironed it out. This shit is undefeated. And people who think I'm being cynical and lying, she just ironed that shit out too. She just said the same thing. All right. Ain't no love. Love ain't gonna help this shit. You just gonna have to put up with it and deal with it and survive it. That's all you're gonna have to do. That's all married people do, is survive this storm. If you survive this storm, the true essence of marriage can be experienced, which is you get to see your kids off to adulthood. Then potentially they're going to have their families of their own. And then you have something to live for if you can survive this. If you don't survive this, you're fucked. Now you got a split up family and those kids will be negatively affected. Then you're going to have separate weddings, separate parties, separate graduation parties, separate. And then what do you have to live for? If you never get married, then when you get 50, what do you have to live for? You better find something to live for, nigga. All right, because what do you live for? You're not going to see any offspring get better and help them raise them and support them through. You better find something to live for, which is the free agent lifestyle. All right, but that's going to get old too. All right, anyway.